There has to be a way forth. Let's look around. That's what I call well hidden. By the wise hermit. What is this place, Magistra? Can you read the glyphs?
I'll try. Yes, that... Tower of Memories. That should be it. Good question. They look like energy sources, don't they? The same as the Pyreans used. And that power, it's immense. Let me read some more. Blazes, this is tricky, but by Malphas. Yes!
Yes?
We got lucky. The prophetess was right. This is an archive. The archive, to be precise. The gathered memories of the ancient starlings.
They don't seem to have memorized a lot, then.
We will see about that. Come.
And now... So, Magistra, I'm guessing a word of warning would have killed the drama?
One moment. Ah, here.
Okay.
The Starling prophecies were right. The ancient fathers have lived in this place for eras, maybe eons. And throughout the years, they have documented the rise and fall of every civilization. And we're just about to see their memories of the Pyreans. Correct, and they witnessed all of it. Their creation, their bloom, and their downfall. The same goes for many, many cultures that were before them. Well, that's the big question, isn't it? But I fear we have no time to wonder about that, at least not for the moment. Correct. And yet, they never helped any of the civilizations that were extinguished by it.
Live and let die.
Who knows? Maybe their hands were tied somehow. Or that. But that's just speculation. What we do know is that neither the Red Madness, the High Ones, nor the Cleansing could harm them, and that their knowledge might be the key to completing the beacon. Now, would you look at that? Welcome to the memories of the Ancient Fathers. Let's see what we can learn from it. Yes, the Grandmaster was right about this. The Pyrean history should perfectly reflect the different phases of the cycle, including the Cleansing. The sixth step. The cycle concludes, the cleansing happens, and mankind vanishes, just like that. Do you see this temple in the background? This must be the temple in the City of 1,000 Floods, the heart of the Pyrean realm. That's the first step of the cycle. Out of nothing, life forms itself. And from that life, man evolves and starts populating the Earth. The second step of the cycle, just as the Grandmaster said. A first civilization arises, blossoms, and falls. For us, it was Asaderon's reign of the Eterna, which collapsed after Starfall. Who knows what it was in the age of the Pyreans? Let me see. Yes, this is the creation of a theocracy. After the first civilization falls, a second one arises. That is reigned over by a few who proclaim themselves gods. Do you see the hats? These were the sun priests of the Pyrean realm, the equivalent of our Lightborn.
That's step number 4. The downfall of the rulers. For us, it was the Shadow God and the Wrathsoul Renthiel who killed the Lightborn. In the Pyrean age, it was this general, Jakal. He was a member of one of the reigning castes himself, but one day he turned against them. He was the Pyrean Shadow God and the Pyrean Terranor Korak all in one, so to speak.
The chaos, the war, the Red Madness. This is the fifth step, where we are right now. Do you see this shape in the background? This must be the High Ones, who are behind all of it. The cycle nears its end. And after the sixth step, it all starts over. So this is the final proof. Everything that has happened to the Pyreans, and probably to those before them too, is now happening to us. That's the question, but by the gods.
What?
Mankind. It ascends to the sky, to the High Ones. Oh, by the righteous path, now it finally makes sense. All of it. Mankind doesn't vanish at the end of a cycle. It becomes a High One. That is how they reproduce, how they feed, or whatever you wish to call it. Don't you see? These shapes that ascend skywards. They're thoughts, our consciousness, our souls, and all of them together form a new High One.
So you're saying what a High One really is the consciousness of an entire civilization?
Yes, it's our memories, our thoughts, our dark knowledge, our collective consciousness. This is monstrous. Yes, by the righteous path, that's it. Korak is right. In a way, humanity does reach a new level of existence. because it becomes one of those beasts. Oh, yes, we do. The word of the dead. You said the aged man left it for you, didn't you? Then this is the way. The Numenos. I know what it is. Or rather, what we need to fill it with. The essence of a High One. It's hard to explain. The problem with the High Ones is that they don't have a physical shape, and this makes it hard to fight them. They are everywhere and nowhere, just like the air. This is why we need the beacon to fight it. It has the power to banish them. It's an assumption, but a well-grounded one. What the beacon does is channel massive amounts of energy and unleash it on its core. Isn't it logical, then, that we need something of what we want to banish? Like an energy signature inside it. It might sound far-fetched to you, but it feels right. Well, this is where it gets complicated, but I think I also have an answer to that. The word of the dead. We need to use it on a High One, to enter its mind. If there is any place we can find a High One's essence, it is there.
Well, that's peachy. Now all we have to do is find a High One who allows us to use the word of the dead on him. Should be an easy task, considering that they've already been so cooperative.
That is correct. But I know where to find one. Where the last cleansing took place. That is where we need to go. And once we are there, you need to listen to the echo.
Of course, you can see what happened back then.
Since the High Ones are immaterial, correct, the echo grants you the ability to feel and relive the memories of this world. Yes, this means that we have to find the holy city of the Pyreans, where the last cleansing took place, the City of Floods. Yes, but we just learned that devouring us is what allows the High Ones to create a new one of their own. In other words, death is what a High One consists of. It's a giant, sentient, and ethereal corpse in a way. If the word of the dead doesn't work on them, it shouldn't work on anything. At least, that is one way to see it. Let us hope I'm right. Well, I hope this place can help us find the answer. If the ancient Starlings witnessed the entire cycle of the Pyreans, then they surely knew a lot about the geography of the world as it was back then as well. We need to keep searching. Come, let us go back to the tower.
Huh? Entities are reproduced by devouring the consciousness of an entire civilization. If I didn't know that all this was actually happening, I'd say that someone had had one drink too many. It just sounds so bizarre.
Is it? Don't we ourselves breed pigs so that we may eat them once they are fat enough? In a way, the High Ones are just like us, except that it's our thoughts that they are after rather than our bodies. It bears a certain kind of logic. You cannot deny that.
Oh, yes, totally. You know what's kind of funny about all this? Knowing that Korak's story about mankind ascending isn't as stupid as it first sounded. We don't cease to exist, no. We live happily ever after, united into a High One. That's almost consoling.
Yes, but is this new High One really us? Or does it just need us to come forth? Yes, we know now that this is how they reproduce. But we still know far too little. How did they come into being? How long has this been going on? So many questions.
Indeed. But how does the saying go? First kill the predator, then ponder its motivations.
You're a man of great wisdom, my Sir Dalveric. Well then, let's see what...
Kermai?
They are here! They have been here all along!
Kermai!
Where by the righteous path were you?
He was a fool to bring you here. You Soilborn are too dangerous. You've always been. But he was too blinded by his dream to finally finish her and sail home.
I don't like this, Magistra.
What are you talking about, Kermai? The fact that the ancient Starlings left this city doesn't have anything to do with us.
Stop talking! Darn it, you are so ignorant! They are here, but they won't reveal themselves to us because they don't accept your presence. Because you are unworthy of them. He rationalizes? What do you take him for? A fool? If you would just listen for once in your life, you'd hear them. They're everywhere. He will prove his worth to them. He will show that he deserves to live among them. The Soilborn have to die, and then the Fathers will reveal themselves. But how?
Kermai, stop this! Right now!
The defense system, of course. They will understand.
To arms.
What is this?
Forgive him. It has to be done.
Find the map and leave!
But... That was all of them, I think. That leaves us with the question of what the heck happened up there. The poor Magistra, she didn't deserve that. Yeah, that makes sense. But what now? We need that map to find the City of a Thousand Floods, or whatever they call it. And getting out of this place alive wouldn't be too bad either. You're right, we do. That means back by the dock. Come on, let's get back to the elevator. Damn it. So much for that. I guess so. Let's look around. That looks good. Let's hope it also leads us down to the tower. More of those things. Get ready. Seems like the ancient starlings weren't as peaceful as they were made out to be after all. It's just scary. Oh, shit. That doesn't look good. Well, I suppose this flying steelbird got them. Very heroic, but that would be suicide. At least as long as that alarm is still active. In other words, we need to find a way to switch it off. Question of the century. But my first guess would be somewhere within the tower itself. The Shuriai. Kamai said it meant something like workshop. That sounds like the best place to go right now. Come on, let's go back inside. essence of a high one. Look, the crystal over there. That looks promising. That's a lot of them. Exhale the essence of a high one. Look, the crystal over there. That looks promising. Good. Now let's see what we can do to deactivate this alarm. So, did it work? Damn it, but... Run!
I would be if I had been on board the ship when that flying thing attacked us. Luckily, I wasn't. Leecham didn't make it. It all just happened too fast.
Shit. That makes us the only survivors.
The only ones. So the Starling and the Magistrate didn't make it either? Oh, Kirash. How many more must die? Magistrate Jaela, she didn't deserve that. I'm ashamed to ask, but what about the Numenos? Did you find anything out about it? A map. This is what I call a coincidence. I think I know where we can find one. And up there could also be our passage back.
Up where?
Follow me, I'll show you.
How did you make it here, anyway? And what is this, some kind of tunnel system?
I think so, yes. They must have been shortcuts for the ones tasked with keeping this place running to quickly get from one point to the other. Just what we need right now. And concerning your first question, I suppose I simply got lucky. There was another entrance to the tower we overlooked.
I see. Well, that's at least one lucky break with these tunnels.
Let's hope so. Wait, I don't like this.
Damn it, that just had to happen, didn't it? To the other building, quickly.
Enemies. Get ready.
That won't hold up for long. Care to fill us in on your plan now, girl?
First we need to find a map. And then, well, then we each take a seat in one of these capsules and let ourselves drop.
We let ourselves drop.
They are escape pods. Kormai had similar ones in the airship, and I just hope they work as intended. Unless you have a better plan, of course.
I'm afraid not.
Good. Then get going. Let's find that map.
By the wise hermit. You're well. Either these ancient starfolk had butts made of shadow steel, or they should seriously rework the landing parts of these things. Come on, let's go look for the girl. She can't be far from here. Look, over there. Oh my. She lives. Looks like a minor laceration to me, and maybe a broken rib. I guess the force of the impact threw her against this rock. Still, we should get her to a healer. Do you have the map? I think teleport magic should work again down here. Good. Then at least all this wasn't for nothing. Let's go.
So the High Ones devour our consciousnesses. Now that's what I call ironic. Maybe Koarik and his free people do become part of these higher beings they so adore after all. We should tell them. Maybe they'll be so delighted that they will abandon the siege and sail right back to Naren.
Spare us your jests. Archmagister, how long will you need to decipher the map? Archmagister?
I don't know. A couple of days, at least. I should start right away. Excuse me.
What's the matter with him?
Jaela was his mentor during his novitiate. But he will get over it. He has to. You did well, Prophetess. Despite the complications, the mission was a complete success.
A complete success? What in blazes has happened to you, Teela?
Nothing. And now is not the time for quarreling.
Jaela is dead, Teela. Just like Jorek. Jorek for the name of the gods. And none of this would have happened if we had just given Koarik this idiotic machine. Please, Teela, if my opinion means anything to you, let go of this madness.
I don't care about your opinion. Jorek was a traitor, and Jaela gave her life for something greater than herself. But the latter in particular seems to be something you cannot relate to. Now, silence. I've had enough of your attempts to hinder our mission. Back to the topic at hand. Sharon, what do you make of Jaela's plan to use the word of the dead to enter a High One's mind? I always thought it only enabled its user to relive the last memories of the deceased.
Well, if the High Ones are made of a collective subconsciousness, they are different in that regard. They consist only of memories, and a lot of them. That is, of course, if the Magistress' theory about them is true.
I'm no sage, but having seen the Starling's murals, I'd say it is. Mankind ascends to become a High One. This is what the cleansing really is.
Then it might work. Used on a High One, the word of the dead could allow us to enter its spirit.
We will take the risk. The walls still hold against Koarik's armies, but we need to hurry. As soon as the Arcanists have figured out the map, we will set out to find this city of 1,000 floods. If you have any unfinished business to attend, many things will be decided by what's to come. I feel it. Ah, and the apothecary said that Sister Sakarish will live. She's in the Curarium, in case you want to pay a visit.